Avatar Frontier of Pandora is the upcoming open world game that is being developed by Ubisoft for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and the PC version. Now today we got a brand new leak about the game, which includes a lot of game details on the platformer, where they have not mentioned a bunch of information about in-game combat system and how the story quests are going to be working. We have finally received a lot of information about the open world of this game. Now the first thing we know regarding the combat, according to the leaker here, is that they say that the players will be able to tame creatures in Pandora. And obviously when it comes to Avatar, you guys have seen the movies and played the first game. There are a bunch of different types of creatures that exist in the world of Avatar. And now it seems like you will be able to tame as well as use some of these creatures as your mounts. You'll also be able to use them as your allies in combat and in order to fight off the human RDA factions using some of the nature's powers. So that is something that will actually allow the players to go ahead and tame some of the wild beasts out there on the open world, and you can basically use all of these beasts and animals into helping you in terms of making better gameplay decisions. Now they've also mentioned that players will also be able to loot in the game and there will be crafting system. Now this basically confirms that Avatar Frontier of Pandora is of course going to be an RPG game, because it seems like the game is going to have a looter shooter like mechanism where you have a bunch of different loots with different stats, and you'll also be able to craft new items like the bows, weapons, and a bunch of different stuff, of course. So the leaker here confirms that the game is indeed going to be RPG. I know that some of you guys are going to like this, and I honestly think that a majority of players don't really enjoy the RPG factors when it comes to a really good storytelling game like the Avatar. And the last thing you want to be seeing is an RPG mechanics that's just going to break the cinematics of this game. And now let's move on to the quest system of this game, where the leaker has now stated that story quest in this game appears to be different compared to any other open world games that Ubisoft has ever made. And he basically explains that Ubisoft has finally gotten rid of the traditional quest marker thingy where you have like different quests and then you have a marker where you have to go to that certain point and you have a storyline or a mission or whatever it is. That's not going to be the same with Avatar's Frontier of Pandora, whereas this time it is going to be more of an exploration type of a thing, where the game is automatically going to lead the player to a certain location where you will have a subjective searchable area where you could go in and try to look out for clues and all that stuff. Pretty much like what we have seen with games like The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, where you don't exactly have a particular quest, but then you could just go around the world to try to explore and try to see what you can find, different clues and different possibilities which could lead to different outcomes. So that is something that Ubisoft is trying to go for with Avatar Frontier of Pandora. And James Cameron has personally said that the reason why the game is now currently delayed is because he wants to put in his entire vision into this game, and he wants to work with the game in a way that he does not allow Ubisoft to ruin any of the lore or any of what Avatar movies basically represent, because as he has mentioned, Ubisoft has a lot of different agendas for themselves, and he just does not want any of their personal agendas to ruin the game and the experience of what the movies represent in any sort of ways. So which is why James Cameron has personally taken over this project in terms of looking over and making sure that every single aspect of the game is done absolutely perfect. And lastly, speaking about the open world system, one of the major things that actually did excite me so much about the open world is that it is of course set to be a massive open world. It's not going to be small. We are going to get to explore lands that we have never seen before in both the movies Avatar Part 1 and Avatar The Way of Water, whereas in Frontier of Pandora we're going to be seeing a bunch of new things that we have never seen before, and that obviously makes me super excited to see what Ubisoft has in store for us. And not just that, the leaker has also stated that the open world will actually dynamically change over time, which we honestly don't have any particular details on how this is going to work. And the only thing that I could possibly think of is that the plants and trees and the vegetations are pretty much going to grow in real time. So maybe let's say, for example, you're playing the game right now and then there are a bunch of different plants in one particular part of the map, and let's say you get back to the same location after a week and then you look at the same plants and the plants are no longer small. The plants are really grown, it's grown into a tree, and the nature is basically progressing over in real time. And I've got to say though, this of course could be one of the most innovative ideas if Ubisoft could pull this off, and at the same time make the game run smoother and also optimize it without having any bugs or any glitches. This could of course end up being a one-of-a-kind of a game of all time. And now let's move on into the dynamic weather system. Now the one thing that the leaker here has stated is that there's also a dynamic weather system that sees characters characters reacting to it, which means that characters inside the game are going to be reacting to different weather scenarios that basically changes. One time it could be raining, it could be snowing, it's cold or hot or whatever weather it is. The characters inside the game are absolutely going to react to all of those changes. And one specific example that he says is that the creatures will not be flying into the stormy weather, which means that if you're playing as a navi and you have a banshee or ikran, then you will basically not be able to fly these animals in the sky because the weather is not good. So all of these are, of course, more of a realistic approach, and I think that's absolutely fantastic to see. What Avatar Frontiers of Pandora has a huge vision for their game, pretty much the same as their movies, and I'm super excited to see what Ubisoft has in store for us. Now, of course, Massive Entertainment and Ubisoft are both working currently on this project, and the game will be releasing somewhere late of 2023, which is this year right now. And Avatar Frontiers of Pandora will be coming out only for the next-gen consoles and the PC version, meaning the PS5, Xbox Series X, as well as the PC version. Now, unfortunately, I know a lot of people have been expecting this game for the last gen as well, but it seems like it's not going to be the case, and most of the upcoming games does not seem like they're going to be any more releasing games for the last gen consoles. And yeah, let me know down below in the comments which platform will you guys be playing Avatar Frontiers of Pandora on. Will it be the PS5, Xbox Series X, or the PC version? Me personally, I'm going to be playing this game on the PlayStation 5. And like you guys already know, I always keep you guys updated with all the latest information that you guys need about all the upcoming open world games, because that is what I cover on this channel. So if you guys are looking for a YouTube channel that basically covers every single information, leaks, gameplays, and basically everything about open world games, then this channel right here is going to be your #1 stop shop for everything you need about gaming. So make sure to go ahead, subscribe to my channel, and turn the notifications on. And the most important step of all, make sure that you guys are setting your notification settings to all, because if you don't do that, the broadcast YouTube platform, they just don't send you guys the notifications of my daily videos. So make sure that you guys are going ahead, turning it on, setting it to all. And with that being said, lads, if you guys should go on and enjoy this video, if you guys want to support me as a content creator, please make sure to go ahead, show your support to this video and to the channel and to me as a creator by simply just going ahead and dropping a big fat like. It really does help me out in order to get motivated, in order to make better content for you guys every single day. So please just take a few seconds of your time, show your support. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.